it's like Spanish for dummies. I think this is like martial arts for dummies, because I just couldn't help but see this and just think LARP, because there's no shot that anyone for like how to film. And then the other guy was like, all right, I'm gonna teach people that. All right, hey guys, it's Davi from Davi Hobby. As you know, recently I've been doing like boxing breakdowns. We've been getting into anime. We've been getting into all kinds of stuff like that. And for my video, I kind of wanted to do something a little bit different, get a little bit of comedy in there, have a little bit of fun. For this, I wanted to check out this thing. I was scrolling randomly one day and I saw this thing, 52 palms. And I saw this guy. His name is Lazarus Hunter, okay? Now, just to make a disclaimer, I'm not saying this guy is like the main advocate. It seems like even from what he says, he doesn't even know what this is. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But regardless, he says that he has a 2nd degree black belt. He has these clips that are kind of going somewhat viral of him explaining it. But the biggest thing that I'm seeing while I wanted to make this video, he was basically saying that you're supposed to use this in a close quarters like prison scenario. Like that's where all of these moves came from. And I just couldn't help but see this and just think LARP, because there's no shot that anyone who's ever been to prison or in an actual fight is considering this to be real to any degree. We're gonna go ahead, I screen recorded a couple of videos to show you, and you just gotta see what I'm talking about. Alright, so we're gonna watch this first one that I talked about.
Wasting time if I can just sock someone in their mouth. If I'm moving around and I'm framing, right? I'm trapping, I'm hitting multiple strikes, right? Then the range changes based off where your feet are at. You transition between ranges while using 52 blocks as defense, okay? But the actual movements where you're striking and moving in this closer range, that's where it takes place. My feet are over here, no reason for 52. If I'm moving forward, that's when 52 is more applicable. Because you have to think, I'm not doing 100 movements before I hit you. I'm doing 1 or 2 movements to open your guard up or to trap or frame against your own weapons for me to strike, to create that bridge. But in reality, there's no reason to do 52 if you're faster than the other person.
Alright, so you got the gist. You're wasting time with all the extra stuff. But here's what I don't understand, is if you're wasting time by doing extra stuff, why do you need 52 blocks? Like 52. Is it just called that? Is that the thing? Like, I just can't help but think to Naruto, what the fuck is it? The 8 trigrams, 64 palms. Just LARPing. I feel like this, he's trying to do that. I did that when I was a kid. When I was like in elementary school, I told my karate teacher, I was like, yeah, that kia, that wax on, wax off shit, that's cool and all, but I'm gonna make my own style, because I was a fucking idiot. Just putting that out there. But let's listen to him like explain what he's talking about.
Questions a day, hundreds of comments. People always asking me, does 52 blocks work in a fight? That's not the right question to be asking. The right question is, can you make 52 blocks work in a fight? Doesn't matter if you think it works in a fight or not, because someone can make it work. Someone can pull off the things that they have the perfect training to facilitate that in a real hand-to-hand combat situation. So, does 52 blocks work? Yes and no. For most of you guys, it will never work, okay? You guys just don't train it. Just like most of you guys can't box, most of you guys can't fight at all. Most of you guys can't throw kicks, most of you guys can't do a takedown, most of you guys can't do anything because you guys spend too much time commenting and worrying about whether or not someone else can do something and not worrying about whether or not you can do it. So take everything on the internet with a grain of salt, right? Demonstrations are there for demonstration purposes. That's why we do demonstrations. We do demonstrations to demonstrate how something could work in theory. Now it's up to you to take that and see if you can make it work. It's up to me to keep training it in the ways that I know work, right? I don't post everything that I do because I'm about to start competing. So I'm not gonna post every single thing that I do. So a lot of people wanna see sparring footage and stuff from me. That's coming. I have a lot of sparring footage up already. It's not adequate for people, but everyone I have sparred, they respected the sparring. So that's what I'm after. I'm after, a respectful sparring exchange. I'm after, the time and the energy that I'm putting in to actually mean something, right? Not just to do stuff for clicks or for validation for other people. So for me, does 52 blocks work? Yes. For you, maybe not. Maybe it could. But, when you see these people giving theory or giving concepts or giving practical drills or light sparring, take that as okay, this is how I can implement it. If you don't think it could work, then don't do it, right? It's very simple. You don't have to do everything you see on the internet. You also don't have to comment on every video you see. So, just take that, as you will.
Okay, so towards the end, good point. Yes, you do not have to comment. I don't have to be talking about this. However, the reason why I am talking about it is because if you check these comments, there's a lot of dummies that will see this and be like, that's my shit right there. Like, this is how I protect myself. And I'm here to say that that's not how you protect yourself, just in case you thought that was how you do it. So he's bringing up like demonstrations and techniques and stuff like that, which that is where that contradiction kind of sets in, because if it's something that you have to make work, if it's for demonstration purposes, it's like a kata or like more of a gentle thing. It's it's almost kind of like Tai Chi. Like it's not, that sounds like something you can't use in a real street scenario, prison scenario. Like he's saying this is what you use in a corner. Like when a guy sees you, gets you away from everyone in the prison and is trying to fucking give you the British special. And I don't know, I just don't understand, like, how can it be both? And if it is both, you should be able to, like, show me how it is both. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna get into the next one. So we actually have some sparring footage of him and a little bit more of what he was saying. So we're gonna get into that next.
Yo, it's me live from the dojo, chilling. I just want to address a few things regarding 52 blocks. I don't think people understand what 52 blocks is. For one, I am probably 95% sure that there are not actually 52 blocks. There are not 52 of them. I'm not too sure why it's called 52 blocks. I haven't really looked into that. But there's plenty of masters who I will tag in this video that can explain the origins behind the name. The movements that you see me doing in my videos are not necessarily how you fight, just like you don't fight the way you hit pads or you don't fight the way you punch a bag. It is practicing to do the movements quickly to build the muscle memory of doing the movements, okay? When you guys see me doing stuff like this and I'm moving around, I'm practicing these movements, the whole idea is that we create the muscle memory to be able to do this quickly, right? And also strike within the movements that we create for ourselves. You can see from my sparring videos where I have hundreds of sparring videos on my page, people are just too lazy to go watch those. I use 52 blocks very subtly while I'm fighting. Now, if it was a street fight situation, I might use it a little differently depending on how the other person is. If they're taller, if they have longer reach, if they can kick, like, it's all case by case. So There's always nuance in fighting, and I want people to keep that in mind when they watch 52 Blocks videos, Wing Chun videos, Muay Thai videos, Karate videos. Every style, system, and application of those styles and systems have nuance, okay? And I'm out of breath because I ran all the way here, and I'm super tired, and I'm also fat. So just to keep that in mind for everyone out there who tune in, please don't assume that you see a 52 Blocks practitioner and they're gonna be doing all those sporadic movements all the time. It wastes energy and it's not efficient if you can actually fight and you can just move in and knock somebody out, right? We're not gonna be doing 100 movements before we hit you. We're gonna do a couple and then hit you, all right? So please keep that in mind. And try to get that type of movement going, where you're bending your knees, you're rolling or slipping, you're blocking your body. Allow yourself that smaller confined space to practice these movements, because that's what they're meant for. 52 Blocks in a MMA setting like this, yeah, it will work if you can time it right and you know when to do the different things, you know. And me personally, I don't train in places like this all the time. I always train in confined spaces or smaller spaces because I want to be used to that closer range. Now, when you're in a place like this, you can run as much as you want. You know what I mean? You can avoid as many punches as you want. You don't need to block. You just use head movement and footwork, right? Just keep moving. Everyone's different when it comes to their timing, footwork, positioning, and their understanding of distance management. So what I would urge people to do is not to try 52 Blocks in a setting like this. Try against the wall, okay? And just throw punches at somebody as they try to block or as you try to block, and try to get that.
In Muay Thai, you see like in the traditional fights where they have like in the old school a lot of very like exaggerated movements and stuff like that. And yeah, like you're right, there are certain like traditional ways of doing martial arts where they're not quite as effective, but it is just to drill. I know that when I did karate, there were certain katas, all types, where you had to do very high exaggerated blocks and attacks and step back this way, step back that way. And yeah, the idea was you're supposed to memorize the combination or whatever it was, and you're practicing it in perfection, so that way when in an actual scenario, not necessarily that you're gonna use those moves, but you're gonna like, when you need to use perfect technique on one of them, you've drilled it in combination with any other technique you might need to know. That being said, 52 Blocks and Kyokushin karate, Muay Thai, kickboxing, any of that stuff, like, it's just different. There's way more actual practice. So from this video, I ended up finding a lot of other, but what I will say is that I found this other video while I was looking for 52 Blocks, and this is exactly what this seems like to me.
Depending on which video game you want to reference to, so he strikes, if we're doing Mortal Kombat, get over here! Then you strike here, yes? Come back here, Ted. If we're referencing Street Fighter, strike. Hadouken! Right? It's all really an option, correct? So when he punches me again, he punches me again, he punches. Here, I lock up this way and strike through. We're done. Yes? Yes, sir. So what I want you to do now is start doing the weavings.
So C-step, side kick, right? Or I'll C-step again, take down, right? Or I'll C-step backwards.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's just about using your footwork. But this distance, right? Notice how from here I can't hit you. Now I C-step. I can touch you
So your foot, everywhere your foot goes is an angle.
every time. Because think about it, right? So I'll also see step.
Hands here, and I'm trying to set things up. Again, I'm a counter striker, so I need him to make mistakes and just kind of pawn at his hand, and that's his great job. I love how he uses roll the dice here. So he's gonna roll, tap, but then he goes low like with a back fist. Doesn't land, but still, I was very surprised to see that. Was not expecting that whatsoever. Okay. Here I was trying to utilize Uptown again to kind of roll, maneuver the hands. Great spin kick here. I try to come through. Nothing is getting in. He's not having any of it. He is rejecting all my shots. So I'm trying to work footwork again here. I'm a man of bag of tricks.
Yeah, so I would say when like looking at his actual like more traditional martial arts knowledge, he's right about a lot of these things. Like when he's talking about like the certain ranges and stuff like that, he's technically right about that. The only thing that I would say is it sounds like it's like those books that's like Spanish for dummies. I think this is like martial arts for dummies, because everyone that like I'm seeing him talk to and train and spar with, it's like very amateur, very beginner. It's like someone who kind of knows how to fight or did taekwondo, was really good back in the day but hasn't done it in like 20 years type deal, teaching you how to do something. Like, not saying that learning from this guy you can't fight or that you don't know something, that this stuff doesn't work, because it is actual principles, but it's kind of Mickey Mouse to me, It seems like he is kind of around idiots. Like he has these streamer clips where he's showing people like how fast he is and you can't hit me and this and that. And it just reminds me of when I was like 12 and I thought that I was a kung fu master because I got a stripe on my white belt, and I was showing my even smaller cousin who was 9 how to fight, and I'm like, nah, see, that wouldn't work, because when you do this, I'm gonna go like that, and then bam, I'm gonna snap your motherfucking head back, and see, it was just like I was undefeatable when I was 12, and so I feel like this is the same thing, but just packaged into a grown man.
Oh shit! Oh shit! I was demonstrating. God damn, I can't do shit right. Punch, bro. I'm gonna punch you in the face. That was weak.
My face was right here. Your hand was right there.
I didn't want to punch you. Okay.
You gonna let you punch me in the face?
No.
Okay.
So. Whoa. Whoa. Oh.
This right here. We're splitting the rhythm. Keep going.
Whoa. Yeah, and that throws my momentum off.
So do it again. So I'm moving it in. Remember this is the elbow tap?
Yep.
I'm grabbing it.
I'm
grabbing it.
As you can see from these clips, like whoever the streamer is, I haven't really seen him personally. Maybe you have, I don't know. But like, it's very obvious that he's doing the McDojo, like, go along with it. Oh my God, like, how did you hit me? Like, that type of thing. And it's just when you watch the actual sparring, not that it's like, it's not the worst that I've seen, but it's definitely not like a legit let me show you how to fight type of level personally. Okay, so like I said, when doing more research, I found some people that, unlike that, seem more legit. And so, like, take a look at some of these clips. Like, it looks like boxing, but just like not as good, essentially. Like these are boxing movements. Hybrid style. Comment 52. By the way, yeah, look. Everyone was on 52. Everybody wanted For a second, I thought that was somebody that I knew. I was about to be so disappointed, I swear. Like this guy, this group here. Same person, same person. See, like a kata. They build aura. So there's a cinematic aspect. Comment 52. Okay. Pause. Stop. Stop. See, so like at the end there, they're like, all right, now make it look good for the camera. So it's like fake martial arts. We're like, it looked good. Like that looked like a good short film. But once again, it looks like they made that for like how to film. And then the other guy was like, all right, I'm going to teach people that. Like, I know we said he's not the best, but it seems to me mostly like this is more like people not necessarily that are like the greatest boxers and martial artists, but like a community of people that got into martial arts, made a style, kind of made their own thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you didn't know how to throw a jab and you find this guy and you learn some things and you now know how to throw a jab, that's totally fine. Like, you're learning to defend yourself, you're in a community, and that's like the best thing that you can have. Community, learning self-defense, staying healthy, that's great. So I don't want this to be shade. I don't want this to like make it seem like, oh, go boo, go say this isn't real. That's not the point. But what I'm getting at is that you do have to understand the difference between a legit like martial arts studio, a McDojo, versus something that you're seeing in the movies. There's something that's actually gonna work. There's tons of people that think they're the greatest martial artists out there and haven't been in a fight and are definitely willing to take your money because you don't know how to tell them that they're wrong. And heck, like, you might be able to beat your instructor, you just don't have the confidence to try it because you believe him. And then where's all your money going? You know what I'm saying? So, again, like, I'll throw up, like, all I'm really trying to get at with this video is, again, not to spread hate or misinformation or anything like that, but just make sure that you understand where you're getting your information from. Make sure you get your knowledge. But alright, that's going to be it. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe. Comment down if you want like more stuff like this, martial arts, reviews, breakdowns. I was thinking about, you know, posting workout videos, vlogs, whatever. Maybe like doing food reviews. So just let me know what you would like. Thank you so much. Please subscribe. Thank you. Oh, also thank you for like, we're at like 110 right now. That's what's up. Appreciate it.